Welcome to another installment of Eat, Sleep, Play, Talk, Wrestling, Repeat. As I play as Brock Lesnar in both different games. First one is the WWE 2K15 as I face John Cena for the WWE Championship, and UFC where I face Frank Mir for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. And this is a special video, and this is a Brock Lesnar appreciation video. The reason I do this video because Brock Lesnar is going to defend his title at WrestleMania 31 against Roman Reigns after last night from Fastlane, and most likely he will drop this title. I'm not sure what his future going to be, either in WWE or heading back to MMA, either UFC or Bellator. But let's take the time as the Brock Lesnar fan to appreciate him for what he done for WWE during the Ruthless Aggression era to the current modern day era. As a fan, personally, the first time I saw him, I think during his debut at Raw, and the first time he come in, he demolished the Hardy Boys, and being a Paul Heyman guy, he was the definition of the monster rookie. I've never seen somebody take a chair shot to the dome like that since ECW. I mean, he took chair shot to the face by Jeff Hardy, if I remember. And ever since then, you knew he would be the next big thing. You know, that's not being said a T-shirt, but you knew that from the jump. Once Brock Lesnar get his massive push, you see his strength. I mean, when he F5 Rikishi, another big guy, F5 Mark Henry, he just like destroying each and every one of them until he swept the King of the Ring tournament in 2002 when he finally defeat everybody. Once he defeat everybody, then he earned his title shot for the WWE Undisputed title against The Rock at SummerSlam, in which Rock was headed out and go to Hollywood. Once Brock Lesnar defeat The Rock, he become the Undisputed Champion, and ever since then, he become unstoppable. When he fought Kurt Angle, Undertaker, Big Show, all these guys, and he become the face of SmackDown during the Ruthless Aggression era, and plus including the brand extension. But when you see him, you know, he's a big guy, and mostly my favorite part from Brock Lesnar is when he was a heel. You know, he was a great heel. There's so many moments I can think of Brock Lesnar. The one that sticks out the most from Brock Lesnar moment, either heel or face, when he did the shooting star press at WrestleMania 19. I've seen him do the shooting star press before on Ohio Valley Wrestling. Great move by Brock Lesnar with his size. But WrestleMania 19, when he tried to do it again, you know it would be a disaster because A, Kurt Angle was far away, and B, Brock Lesnar wasn't able to catch him. But once he did it, he missed it by a mere inch. He landed on his top of his head, and it looked sloppy. And that's one of the classic botch mania of all time. But still, he pulled out a great match between Kurt and Brock. Good program between the two. And then after that, he turned heel, and that would make him awesome. Another moment from Brock Lesnar when he threw down Zach Gowen down a flight of stairs. He did that, I think, after he broke Zach Gowen his good leg. And once he did again, Vince McMahon won Brock Lesnar his Ruthless Aggression. And sure enough, he pushed Zach Gowen down a flight of stairs. And that's the most funniest moment from Brock Lesnar as a heel. I know many of y'all are thinking, that's not funny. But to me, that's funny. That's really funny. The other big moment, of course, you know, the infamous Brock Lesnar versus Big Show breaking the ring. That was epic. At that point, you know, nobody thought the ring would break like that. But when Big Show and Brock Lesnar given a new definition of tearing the house down, they did it. I mean, they really tore the house down, and that make Brock Lesnar face of SmackDown. His worst moment for Brock Lesnar, the only worst moment I could think of is it's had to be WrestleMania 20. When you look at the match between Goldberg and Brock, you thought this match would be epic, classic match, a great match between Brock and Goldberg. But when that match take place at WrestleMania 20, it was nothing but snarl, face to face. He talking, Goldberg talking, Goldberg telling the fight brothers, "Now what the f you want?" And it got so bad, the fans start cheering Stone Cold Steve Austin's name, and he is there for being a special enforcer. And after that match was garbage, and that's one of the worst match, not only in WWE history, but one of the worst match in WrestleMania history, in my own opinion. And after Brock Lesnar left, he go on pursuit for NFL. Then tried for Minnesota Vikings. And after that, he left and he went to MMA. Many people know he went to UFC, but some people don't know that he went to I can remember Showtime MMA. It was called Dynamite M1. They would have a boxing ring, but saying MMA rules. And he fought this Korean fighter. I forgot the dude's name, but he fought him, and he beat this guy into submission. It was a ground and pound submission, beating him first round in his first debut. And he got a couple of MMA matches until he stepped foot in the UFC and fought Frank Mir in a first round submission by a leg lock by Frank Mir. And people start, down him. But I look at Brock. It was a simple mistake. He go up against a submission expert, so Brock Lesnar gonna be a UFC champion sooner. But I know how quickly he became the champion. Once Brock Lesnar defeat I can't try to remember all the names. Heath Herring, former Pride fighting champion, not Pride champion, but a former Pride fighter. He defeat Randy Couture, and that's how he become the UFC champion. And since then, he was non-stop. He defeat Frank Mir. He defeat oh god, I forgot the dude's name. He defeated other guys. I forgot the dude's name. I apologize. He defeat that guy. But once the illness started kicking in, he got the illness. Then it started, downhill, and then he lose to Cain Alvarez, first by TKO, and then went back, took another loss by Alistair Overeem with a body shot, and that's when he decided to come back at WWE after WrestleMania 27. I can remember. No, not WrestleMania 27. WrestleMania 28. Excuse me, WrestleMania 28. And that's where he started, make his move and put on the great matches. Not matches, but great build up towards the matches. When brothers come back, the fans welcome him, open arms. And we don't know how long he'll be there, but we know him as a part timer, I guess. Him against Cena and Extreme Rules, that was kind of pretty epic until he lost, but I guess I understand that. And then he went back and dominated the summer. He broke Shawn Michaels' arm and defeated Triple H. And then come back next year, take an L to Triple H, then defeat Triple H at Extreme Rules, and then Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk. It was a great match, even though I want CM Punk to win the match. When I look back to it, I think I understand why. Great fight. CM Punk went out blaze of glory. Brock Lesnar, he defeated him in a good match. I would love to see the two fight each other again, but that would never ever going to happen. And after that, a year later, Brock Lesnar, he gunning for the streak, which to this day I wasn't happy about the streak, being taken away by Brock Lesnar. But they building him up as a beast. And not only that, I'm gonna give you my personal story. Brock Lesnar is the only guy that made me really happy, or should I say, break out from my depression. Personal story. Last summer, from July and August, it was kind of pretty, it was kind of like shitty. I was like a little bit depressed, a little bit sad because, personal shit happened to me. Nobody want to talk to me, nobody want to hang out with me, feel a little bit, unappreciated. Until the SummerSlam come around, Brock Lesnar and John Cena supposed to fight. Then my friend called me, talk about the SummerSlam. She was a big fan of John Cena, and she started telling me, John Cena gonna win. I said, nah, Brock Lesnar gonna win because Brock Lesnar defeat the streak, and him win the championship make more sense. Make the streak more important as is. But she said, nah, I think John Cena gonna win. Me and my friends gonna think Cena wins. If Cena wins, we gonna laugh in your face. Ha ha ha. Well, I was still depressed and sad at the time. So around SummerSlam hit, I was still sad, but I still, try to watch SummerSlam. Next, main event hit. I was thinking, all right, here we go. If this gonna be the night that my summer gonna be pretty much garbage. Brock Lesnar starting give Cena a F5 and beat him down. I'm like, okay, this is different and very quick. And after the beating, after Brock Lesnar gave Cena a F5 and pin him for 1, 2, 3 count and become the heavyweight champion, boy, I was happy as hell. I have never been so happy in my life. My voice was hurt. My throat was sore from hollering for past 2 minutes, cause he was the only guy who break out from my depression. I started texting my friends, Brock Lesnar won. I was doing Cesaro dance. I was doing Bobby Shmurda dance. I was so hella happy to see Brock Lesnar beating the living shit out of John Cena. That break out my depression. That put up a big smile on my face. Because Brock Lesnar is the only guy that make you feel happy. To forget anything else. If you feel sad and lonely, go watch Brock Lesnar. That will brighten your day. But but from looking through Brock Lesnar's career in WWE, and also a side note, Brock Lesnar did win the IWGP title in Japan. He won in a 3-way match back in 2000, I think 2006 or 7. During that time, I try to remember. Excuse me if the record don't match up to it. But Brock Lesnar went to New Japan Pro Wrestling and become the IWGP Championship, win the title. Excuse me. And he lose the title to Kurt Angle. It was a shoot fight match, and that match was awesome as well. In Japan, you gotta go out there and watch it. And he did fall on Suzuki Nakamura. This is before the King of Strong Style persona. But those 2 matches was great. You gotta look them 2 matches up. Also, interesting match between Brock Lesnar versus Akebono. That match was interesting. But no matter what, when you look at Brock Lesnar, he's a bona fide Hall of Fame. Still at his prime, I think he go a long way. I will see Brock Lesnar continue his career. This time, not being the heel, but as a face. So we could see more of Brock Lesnar down the road. And hopefully, I think WrestleMania 31, I think Brock and Roman Reigns may tear the house down. I hope. If not, we can't blame this on Brock. So Brock Lesnar try his best as possible. Well, that's my topic for the video. Give me your thoughts. Give me your personal moments and what's your favorite moments from Brock Lesnar. Matches, moments, segments, anything you could think of. Give your thoughts about Brock Lesnar. That's the only personal story I can think of Brock Lesnar. That only person make me happy. But until then, that's the video after seeing Brock Lesnar knock out Frank Mir. And I'll see you guys next time. And I will do, spoiler alert, I will do a Undertaker appreciation video. Look out for that one pretty soon. Cause Undertaker, he's my favorite wrestler, and I got tons of personal story about the Undertaker, and as a wrestling fan. So look out for that one. So until then, I'll see you guys next video. Thanks for watching. Leave a like button, leave a feedback, leave a comment. Until then, see ya.